We're right at the start line, getting ready to race. It's incredible that it's finally here.
All right, stay on the road.
It's almost unreal. I mean, we've been waiting for such a long time that it's actually today. We're starting the race today, and right now it's incredible.
This is the team from Michigan University. To give you an idea, that vehicle has cost around about $1.2 million to get up to speed. So serious investment. Here we've got the two Dutch teams.
This is a dream of us just on the road, just barely ahead of all the other teams, but we were winning, keeping ahead of them every step of the way. Yeah, there's definitely dreams about the race.
Today, that dream comes true, and we welcome all the teams from all the countries around the world who have chosen to come to Darwin and come to Australia to be part of this event.
Green cars on the car. Oh, it is.
This is race number 18 for me, and I wouldn't be here if this wasn't the greatest thing going.
We were absolutely planning on winning. How could we make any other plans?
Spent a year, 2 years designing this car, and this is what it was for this day.
What we see here are some of the world's most efficient electric vehicles.
It's going to be complete chaos out of Darwin, because it always is. It's a bathtub curve with these cars, so they start off, you basically have failures because the car gets old and bits start falling apart, and failures because there are new untested systems. And coming out of Darwin, everyone's just had their cars at the racetrack for weeks. They've been tweaking, they haven't been on the road. So you have all sorts of problems. There's complete carnage, there's cars passing, there's traffic lights, there's all sorts of excitement on the road. Once we get basically to Catherine, then the race is smooth sailing, hopefully.
A couple of road trains I passed, or that passed me, there was just a huge gust of wind, and rocks flew up on the windshield. That was kind of scary. And then passing Tokai was a pretty intense moment. I know I got up to about 115 kilometers per hour. It was good to pass Tokai, former world champion. It was also, had a really, kind of a death grip on the steering wheel.
Really close.
Started in third place, and we passed Nuon, and so now we're in second place, just behind Tokai, and it feels good.
Did you go with some water?
The headphone kept falling out. It was a pretty rough day of driving. Probably the most difficult day I've ever had in a solar car. It was just windy, hot, and just a ton of traffic on the road. Really, really hot.
Where's he at? Somebody trade for me.
Most of the morning, ourselves in Nuon, we're neck and neck, so we expect that to kind of continue on the rest of the afternoon. Ryan had a great run for us driving. We're putting it in Troy now for the rest of the afternoon. Keep him refreshed so that Ryan doesn't get overheated, overtired in the car.
So we just got to Dunmara. It's the second control stop on the route. We just drove here from Catherine. The drive was very long, very hot, bumpy, very windy. So it was not that pleasant of a drive, but we made it here, and we're doing pretty well.
We're doing very good. We are now second, like 1 minute behind Tokai, and it's going very good, very good.
We start from the fifth place. We passed the few cars, and so now we reach to the first place now.
At at the last control stop, we didn't even see a fourth car, so they were at least half an hour behind us. And so yeah, I think right now it's looking like a 3-car race, really.
So we're feeling really good. We're right behind Nuon and Tokai, so we are right neck and neck. I think we traveled about 716 kilometers or so, which is right near our target to get done in 4 days. You have to hit probably 750 a day. So we're right next to that, which is good. We stopped right at the very last second, pretty much, that you could stop during the day, 5:40 p.m., which means we'll start at 8:10 a.m. tomorrow. We found a really good camping spot. It's a rest stop. We have a bathroom, which is an extreme luxury here in the Outback, and great places to charge in the evening, and also we're on a hill for the morning, which is perfect. Feeling pretty calm at the moment. It's nice to be done with the first day.
How many degrees, Santosh?
It's an incredible experience to have to, work on something for 2 years, design it, build it, and then ultimately race it and see it succeed, which it's just incredible. Going into college, I had no idea that I'd be doing this momentous thing, but I applied myself and I kept on working towards it, and it happened eventually. And I learned about myself that if I apply myself, I can achieve anything I set out to do.
In terms of strategy, I think one thing that stands out was how we approached the first day. During the first day, we had a lot of problems with the driver radio, and we couldn't communicate properly to the driver. That was crucial because it meant that it made it really hard for us to overtake Nuon and Tokai. It would have been a lot better if we were able to overtake and drive at our own pace. So I think in terms of strategy, something that we probably should have done was to stop the car when Ryan was driving, fix his radio, which probably would have taken about a minute, but it probably might have saved us 15 minutes, 20 minutes worth of time.
There, good. 1, 2, 3, up!
Side, good.
Drivers get as much rest as soon as possible. I still need to figure it out, but it shouldn't take too long, just the driving order for tomorrow.
I think we should also have another round of applause for our drivers.
Yeah.
So we are right neck and neck, so tomorrow will be an interesting day.
My name is Santosh Kumar and I'm the head strategist of the Michigan Solar Car team. Basically, my job is to figure out how fast the car should go in various situations during the race. I think our biggest weapon is the fact that we pay attention to weather more than other teams.
All right, radio sound is tied here to the bottom of the balloon. We got about 100 feet of string between them. The balloon will probably go up about 5 kilometers, so 3 point something miles. And during that time, it'll be collecting weather data. So that's all of these little things, and inside the box are a bunch of sensors that are tracking temperature and pressure and humidity and things like that.
What we're going to see over the next couple of days is basically teams trying to feel each other out, see exactly what kind of performance the other cars can do, and plan their final maneuver for the push to Adelaide. The ultimate goal of strategy is to make sure that we cross the finish line in the first place. From Darwin to Adelaide, that's 3,000 kilometers. It's a very, very long way. One thing that we have to do as strategists is to be patient. It's all right if somebody takes the lead when you have 2,000 kilometers to go. And that's what's been going on, people going back and forth with the lead.
Tears came to my eyes. I said, I can't believe I can be here having so much fun. 77 years old. I wonder if I'll be able to make it at 79. Ooh, here they come. Ooh, quick, quick.
Joe, come straight through. Stay to the right of this cone. Stay to the right of this cone.
We are currently in, what's it called? Tennant Creek. On a control stop, the first one of the day today on the second day of the race. The car is doing well. The wind is very strong today, so we have to be cautious of that. But other than that, the car has not stopped once, which is excellent. We are about 2 minutes behind Nuon and about 12 minutes behind Tokai, so it's all really, really close.
Michigan is a few minutes behind us, so that's very exciting. We came in this control stop a few minutes after Tokai. We are now charging our battery. We'll be chasing Tokai for the #1 position in this race.
Today it's really nice for us just to be kept doing. as we do. So we didn't think about others, just we are thinking about us.
3, 2.
We are moving forward as we want.
I joined the Solar Car team to really push myself, just put myself up against the best people and to see how I perform. And I think I figured that out. I learned how much it would take for me to break mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically. You know, if you want to be the best in the world, you have to go near to those boundaries. You have to be a bit crazy to do what we do.
Afternoon.
The road's closed over here. There's a fire at Barra Creek.
Oh, lovely.
Okay, so everyone's in here, so
We will hang out.
Go and hang out with them.
Thanks.
Okay.
Well, this is interesting.
Camping here tonight, huh?
Well, I wonder how they're gonna take this in race time. We are at, I actually have no idea how to say the name of this town. Wachope? That's how I would say it with my Michigan accent. It's about 112 kilometers, I think, after Tennant Creek. So we just did a control stop at Tennant Creek. That was a typical 30 minutes. And then we heard that there might be brush fires down the way, which is exactly what we've run into. So the next stop was supposed to be Barrow Creek, but we haven't made it there. The police have stopped everything on the road. So we just pulled into this little hotel parking lot and are currently being held here until either the police say we can go or the red shirt officials say we can go.
So what do you do when you see a fire on the side of the road?
Just keep going and pray.
It's pretty crazy. Definitely not something that we expected. As I understand it, everyone who hasn't made it to Tennant Creek is stopped up there. So basically the whole race is on a stop right now. And we're just waiting to see where these fires end up.
You want to talk to them first? I'll talk to you first.
No,
okay, yeah.
I'm quite certain we're staying here for the night, so we're just waiting to hear. We're supposed to have some sort of a fire briefing, I think. Looks like they're making phone calls to event headquarters, so we'll hear after they finish that conversation.
So you're here for tonight. It will start in the morning as if we're a normal control stop. Questions about charging and the time of starting will be resolved by a panel tonight and relayed to you as soon as we know something ourselves.
The feeling is very good. I mean, at the moment, we're driving a nearly perfect race for us. It's, it's just going fine. The fires, mess things up a bit, but we'll see what happens tomorrow and what changes for the strategy.
So, today, for all of the crazy stuff that went on, went very well. Sounds like we spent 0 time on the side of the road, right?
Yep.
Got out of Tennant Creek. So, yay!
Like Rachel said, we are kind of on a level playing field and we are going back into South Australian territory, which we know very well. We know the hills really well, and I think the hills will be a good place to attack and exploit Tokai's weakness.
Where'd Gerald go?
It's right there.
What? Oh, thanks. You got everything. I did it best.
The plan for today is to just keep pace with Nuon and Tokai. Tokai seems to be travelling pretty quickly. We want to make sure that we stay with them and keep in position for the final push to Adelaide.
For a few seconds I wasn't able to see anything. It was really interesting. It was basically large flames next to the road, a large plume of smoke coming straight across the road. So we went right through that and just continued on. It was really interesting. I was just driving with one hand and holding another hand over the vent in front of me, so I didn't get any smoke in the car, and I just got through it and held my breath for a few moments. It's all good. Up.
Was it scary through the fire?
That wasn't too bad.
Okay.
We had to stop. Yeah, we got stopped for a few minutes.
Yeah, we had a situation which could have been very dangerous.
Yeah, the fire went
because
over
the fire was suddenly was a very big smoke. You couldn't see anything.
Yeah, we
got out of the smoke, and there was a road train just coming.
Yeah, there was one section for us that was, I think, probably where you guys did that. I think they stopped us right there.
Yeah. But then in those few minutes, the fire set or
no,
what?
it was still there.
No.
It just didn't make any difference.
Before Solar Car, I guess I'd call myself a fairly timid person. I wasn't that comfortable talking with people. I'd kind of push for things, but on the safe side. And in Solar Car, I had to change all of that, push those boundaries. And I think that it's a really good thing, that I'm a very different person. I'm a more assertive and confident person. I'm ready to work with people who are doing 100 different things.
Oh, we were just doing a bike ride through Alice Springs.
We were just riding past and then I realised, oh, they're the solar cars, so we stopped to come and have a look. It's great.
Well, we've been travelling for 6 months, so it's great to see something like this, yeah.
I love the whole concept of solar, so it's definitely nice and sunny and hot down here, so.
The ride to Alice Springs was very smooth, but I think an hour before we entered Alice Springs, we noticed that there was a problem with one of our maximum power point trackers that basically connects a part of the solar panels to the battery. We'll have to do a replacement, and since we can't do it at a control stop, technically we will be rolling our car from here to a corner over there and then proceeding with the switch, which should only take a minute.
Solar Car is much different from driving any normal car you'd usually drive. Obviously, it's not constructed for driver comfort in any sort of fashion. So when you're in there, you're cramped into an awkward position. You're kind of sitting on your tailbone. There's only one vent that lets the air in, so that's all you have to cool yourself. And that vent doesn't really work unless you're going maybe above 40 miles an hour. And the temperatures in the car reach, 30 degrees above ambient.
Right now we're at the Colgera control stop. Right now we're neck and neck to Nuon. We're about 4 minutes back, but we're thinking we're gaining on them, so it's kind of an exciting feeling.
There's a bit of a cat and mouse game a lot of times, especially when teams are in such close quarters like us. We've camped at the same site for 3 nights in a row. It was a dogfight the first day, and it's going to be a dogfight continuing on.
So many insects here, and they're all over the place. This guy wants to go though.
We're doing our nightly checks, so basically going over every nut and bolt in the car, making sure it's all safe, nothing came loose during the day, and we're also changing all the tires out with fresh tires for tomorrow. The bearings in it are made for electric motors, so they're really smooth bearings with like almost no resistance, so it'll just keep spinning for a long, long time.
Pretty good day today.
We all need to go out tomorrow and give 100%.
Let's put everything we can in lead and chase so that we're not dependent on another vehicle. A lot of solar car racing, according to Santosh, our head strategist, is much like cycling or much like any kind of long endurance race where there's a lot of head games involved. Strategy is a lot more than just looking at the weather and saying, oh, it's sunny, let's drive fast. Basically, a lot of the strategist's job is also to evaluate the other cars on the road, and in this case, there are 2 right next to us. So we're trying to figure out the performance of those cars. And when cars drive fast, you could assume, well, they have lots of charge and they're probably performing better than us. Or you could just assume that they're driving fast to try to fake us out. So there's a lot going on it's just a lot more complicated than it originally seems. So right now, our strategists are trying to figure that out at the same time as the other strategists. Going on toward tomorrow, it sounds like we'll be starting at 8 a.m. or just about 8 a.m., a few minutes behind Tokai and Nuon.
It's going to be really interesting tomorrow, and really hopefully can have an opportunity to make a pass and go for first.
My hair probably looks fantastic right now. Just woke up. Oh my God, what day is it? Day 4? We're in Colgera. This morning I'm driving 390 kilometers, which is very long. It's almost 5 hours of driving in a solar car. That's quite a long time. Our plan for today is a very aggressive one. We want to try and catch Tokai, who are 40 minutes ahead of us. And in the meantime of doing that, we will probably need to pass Nuon at some point.
It's very exciting. Michigan is right behind us, and Team Tokai is in front of us. The plan of today is a very strategic plan, but also a mind game between different teams, Tokai, but also Michigan. So I'm not really going to elaborate on the plans of today. You'll see by the end of the day where we are. You'll see what the distance will be between us and other teams.
In terms of Nuna have won 4 times in a row, 2nd to 5th time, and we hope we're going to make a 3rd this time.
During the first couple hours when we were going so fast, going at 103 kilometers per hour, it was certainly very encouraging because we were getting reports from our media vehicle, our weather vehicle and our scout vehicles about the locations and speeds that Tokai and Nuon were going at. It was very apparent that we were slowly but surely catching up to them. We finally saw Quantum show the performance that we knew all along that it was capable of.
I had a big tailwind to start out with. That tailwind became a crosswind. At one point, it was so strong that the windowed fairing opened up.
It's a part in the car that hinges open so we can steer.
And it caught the wind just right there. It flew off. And when it flew off, I had no idea what it was at the beginning because it just just a loud noise. And they told me to slow down. It was, I guess I figured it out pretty quick what it was. I just wanted, it was at the moment I realized that we were going to lose some time.
Damn, someone made this really tight. The wind caught the fairing and it flapped open.
The bolt nut.
We didn't have any on our support vehicle, so we have to wait for the trailer to come.
So that caused us quite a bit of a delay on the side of the road. I think we lost about a half hour there.
And sitting by the side of the road, you knew that your chances at winning that race were automatically, gone at that second, which is not a fun thing to think about. So it was kind of frustrating.
Yep, you can't have that happen if you want to win.
Yep.
I think everyone's a little disappointed right now, but we'll see what happens. There's no guarantee that Nuon and Tokai can stay on the road either, so.
2 road trains went by at the same time and they ripped this off again. So 2nd time in 2 hours we had the same issue. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah.
The replacement fairing that we just put on doesn't exactly fit, so we're just trimming some edges off of it so that it fits. It's a safety issue because the tire was rubbing against the new fairing and we don't want to blow out a tire and cause the driver to lose control.
Rough day today, humbling day.
We knew that crosswinds kind of could blow the car around a little bit. We've had times where fairings flap open, but today we lost a fairing twice, which is, what are you going to do about that? It's just terrible luck. It's a safety issue. Drivers first, and then Gerald have the call about how fast we can drive. But you guys should continue to push. If you want the car to go faster, tell Gerald that. Don't give up on that, because maybe the winds will die down and suddenly we can go 105 again. So don't give up now, because we have plenty of chances. Hundreds of kilometers yet to go.
You know how shitty it is sitting in chase for 2 hours watching the car charge? I'm ready to go. It just seems like there's a lot of resistance to going the speeds I want to go.
There is, absolutely there is, and it's a safety issue, and you have to respect that. So you should say, go faster, and Gerald should say, no, we have to go slower, and you should say, fine. As soon as you can go faster, go faster. Keep pushing, don't give up.
Yeah, I think everyone's a little disappointed right now. We'll see what happens. There's no guarantee that Nuon and Tokai can stay on the road either, so it's really not a limit of energy right now, it's just safety that's limiting us.
Emotions have kind of been up and down today. Obviously really frustrated, and it was hard seeing the team so down after the first fairing came off. And people were really frustrated and worried about the wind and kind of at one another. And that's bothersome. It seems like even though it happened again, things are a little bit more optimistic at the moment, even though we are pretty far behind, so we'll see how tonight goes. We are in Glendambo. Glendambo is a town we remember well from doing our mini mock race up in South Australia. We're finally in South Australia, that's good. It's a tiny town, and we are here now. It's the third night in a row we're in a control stop. That's a little bit unusual. It's kind of a crazy day. Today I think we ended about an hour behind Nuon and an hour and a half behind Tokai. Kind of shitty that we found a new problem for the first time with the fairings on the race, and that it happened twice in the same day. And obviously sucks that we found we're speed limited based on stability of the car. You guys probably know that tomorrow we've got a little bit less than 600 kilometers to go before we reach end of timing. And in that time, considering that top speed can be 110, Nuon and Tokai will probably be cruising somewhere close to that. We pretty much need them to make a mistake if we're going to get better than third place. But at this point, with us being so close to the end, I hope that everyone can adopt a good mindset for this last 600K. Because you guys have put an incredible amount of work into this team. And no matter how we finish tomorrow, we can finish with our heads held high. Don't forget what this team has done. And don't be down about being third in the world, because that's pretty damn good.
We're the University of Michigan. The University of Michigan does not quit, does not slow down. We go as hard as we can, as long as we can. Let's keep our heads up. Let's look forward. And just keep going until we get there.
I think that's the saying of the day. Life goes on. So right now we are trying to get a morning charge in on the last day of racing. The end is near after 2 years of preparing for this. Today we are planning on pushing for the finish line, showing our full potential of the car, just making sure we can go as fast as we can. And if any of our competitors make mistakes, we'll be right on their heels and trying to pass them.
We've always known how to build a good solar car, but we've never really known how to build a fantastic solar car. And I think this project, we learned that, and that is a great lesson to know going forward. After the World Solar Challenge in 2009, it was really obvious that we were really far behind in terms of engineering capability, design capability, construction capability. That gap needed to be overcome if we wanted to design a car that was more efficient, fast enough to win the race. This year, you had first day, second day, third day, you had no idea who was going to win. We built a car that was really efficient. It was the robustness and the reliability that kind of did us in the end. That's not a very difficult problem to fix. And I think going forward, team will have easier problems to try and figure out if they want to win.
Timing officially just ended. We placed third behind Tokai and Nuon, same 1, 2, 3 as last year. We had a pretty exciting last 100 kilometers. The battery dropped a lot lower than we expected, so we had to go pretty slow. So it was exciting, and now it's very relieving that it's finally over. Very relieving.
Michigan has now come in third place 5 times. 5 times out of 10 races, which is pretty incredible. Talk about consistency. It's great to be top 3, you could say. It's a little bit hard to see us get the same place again when we worked so hard completely with the intention of placing higher. So there is some disappointment there. But I think that we did an incredible job, and that we've made some changes that are going to last a really long time. We've put the team in a great position for future years. My hope is that everyone on the team is going to be rooting for the next team and pushing to beat this record next year, because that's the first thing that we want, is that put ourselves in a good position, and then we'll be back again and I think that we have a great shot of doing it in the future.
Go hard, go blue, is that what you say?
Yeah, go blue! I've talked to some alumni from the 90s, say, for Khan, for instance, who led the team in '93, about looking back what the whole solar car experience did for him. And when you're so close, relatively speaking, we're still just a few months out, the emotions of certain times in the whole solar car experience kind of are the first thing that come to your mind. And those could be, you know, intense stress or intense excitement or whatever you were feeling during the race. But that's not really what, in the long run, that's not really what matters. It's how you dealt with all of those things. It would have definitely been easier emotionally to win. And if you believe that doing things that are not easy is what makes you stronger, which I think makes good sense, then yes, I'd say that that not getting first place made us, in some ways, stronger. I think in some ways it was a bad thing, clearly, because it kind of knocked down our confidence, and for a while, at least made me feel, you know, angry and disappointed and a lot of negative emotions. But having to work through those and kind of coming full circle, I guess, to see that going through all the emotions of sort of anger and denial and those things, to come back and see the value of this experience, having to go through all of that, I think definitely made us stronger.